Family is good. Doing very good. We're all healthy and making it through okay. It's tough being sort of under lockdown, but, considering that I have a young one, my son, who's in school, and it's been complicated and tricky and all that stuff, like everybody's school experiences. It's been it's been a hell of a year, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. We've made it through. All I got to say is thank God for Minecraft. Love to you. Definitely. Corinne, we definitely got to catch up sometime. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. If you want to plug something, by the way, if you want to throw something down in the chats. Right? Yeah, well, Minecraft for my son has literally kept him probably from going stir crazy locked in the house during sheltering. So, yep, yep. I'd love to catch up sometime. So yeah, definitely drop me a line. I was gonna say for everybody too, if you ever want to message me, I suggest you join. I started a Discord channel for the stream. So if you message me through the Discord channel, then I can get texts and all that kinds of good stuff. Um, you can join the Discord through the About tab there underneath my name. So you can kind of stay in touch and add to the discussion. Um, so yeah, Corinne, I'd love to hear how you've been. Want to see your stuff too. For those of you who don't know, we have a true artist in the house here. Corinne is a fantastic modeler, 3D modeler, great artist. And Corinne, are you running a stream out here? If you are, um, feel free to plug it. I don't know what your stream is, but I will definitely connect up with you on yours too if you're streaming. If you're just watching and playing, that's okay too. All right, I think that's enough of that. I have just been kind of lightening a few of the little pencil doodads that are locked in. For those of you that are joining, this is for my dad's birthday, which is coming up. And so my dad, as we've talked about earlier in the last two episodes, is a physics teacher and a math guy and a wonderful father, but he's always had a love for space. So for his birthday, I'm doing him as an astronaut to take him to outer space. I don't know if he's going to make it to outer space in his lifetime, but maybe he will this way. All right. Let's see. And I'm not sure if I have much else that I would do right sitting right now. Oh, well, I guess I could, here, let's do this. Wanted to do a little bit more work on this. Moving to Washington. Wow. You're like the second person I know now that's moving to Washington. And probably like the 10th person I know that's moving to Washington in the last 5 years. But literally, like somebody we both know actually is moving to Washington. So that should be pretty exciting. I'll figure out. Sometimes you gotta, on these jellies, they get a little clogged. There we go. So for work, family, what's a couple of our old friends, Corinne, are up there. So I used to teach with Corinne years ago. It's weird to say years ago now, isn't it? But it's getting on to be years now, which is really strange and weird. Life is going fast. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw you were doing some tech work, right? Like tech art stuff or something. Scanning, or you were doing something with imaging, right? Jesus, has it been that long? Oh my God. But you're right. You're right. It was like the end of 18, wasn't it? My God, where is time gone? Ah, it's weird. But yeah, we should stay in better touch. Was a wild ride. I'm glad you're working though. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Do you is that, in relation to the work you were doing before, is that you digging that? Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, after that whole situation changed, we all kind of had to move, had to do something else. And it happens. I was listening to an interview with I think it was Matt Damon, and he was talking about, like, it's weird, like everybody gets together and works together, and then the job changes, and then you don't ever see people anymore. And it's not because you don't want to; it's just because you go where the work is, right? You go where the material takes you. But I miss you all, and I miss our life back then. Are you doing any teaching these days? I hope so, because you're a great teacher. So I hope you're getting a chance to teach somebody something, because you got a lot to share, girl. I'm gonna do a little bit of a texture inside my letters here. I got you. If you're interested, though, let me know. If you're moving out of the area, though, it might be kind of tough, but maybe for a while. You're a great teacher. All right, let's see. Well, I think we're getting there. So now I think I got to quit futzing around here with the suit. I could noodle these kinds of details all day long, but I need to get into. I need to get into my stars, my space. So I'm gonna do a little bit of some, I guess, randomizing of stars in the background. I'm gonna do a little bit of my star spattering white technique, the old toothbrush technique. If you're not familiar with this, this is a good one. People have been using this one for a long time, but it's a good way to kind of get the particular matter to spread in the direction that kind of gives you that splatter. It could work for blood, could work for stars. I want to kind of bring in a sense of galaxy here, but I probably should practice a little bit before I do this. So I'm gonna throw this down over the top. get my technique down here. No, no, no. I've seen some of your models and stuff you were doing that you were posting. It was pretty awesome. I was impressed, actually. Looks like you were doing a little more figurative stuff. You had some creatures and figure concepts that looked pretty cool. This tool goes back to when was the first time we had when we were brushing our teeth? This tool is ancient. Yeah, the old toothbrush tool. Well, you know, I don't use it very much, but occasionally when I'm doing something like this, man, you can't fake this. And it's there's a reason it's been successful. All right, so let's see here. I gotta get some decent amount of paint. So I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm kind of chunking it up. Get a nice little pool of it here. So let's see. All right, a little bit of water because I need it to be nice and fluid. So I'm just kind of dipping with my brush in the water. I don't want to get too heavy, but I do need to get it to flow. Flows like water. No, I'm not Bruce Lee. The Bruce Lee of painting. I don't know who that would be. The Bruce Lee. That would be pretty badass, though. The Bruce Lee of painting. All right. So let's try this. Let me get my brush wet. You can't see it, but I've kind of dumped it in some water, so I'm going to just get my bristles so that they're nice and kind of coated. Okay. Now let's see. I don't want excess, so I want to kind of carefully control it. Excess like it dripping all over the place like that. Probably wouldn't hurt to have a nice tissue around just in case. And you can dry the brush too. All right, let's just see what it looks like here. Not bad. A little heavy on the drip here, so I might have to kind of get some of the extra. Let's try that. That's not bad. It's a little directional, but I don't mind. It kind of looks a little galaxy-like, right? Okay. So, going back. Scrub in a little bit more here. Little bit, yep. And it's better to have too little than not enough. So I kind of think that rather than having the unknown quantity that you got here, probably better to like give it a flick just to find out. Like for instance, right there, right? It was a little bit heavy. There we go. Let's try that. Now some of this is going to go on the glass, so I probably got to be a little bit careful. So I'm going to cover the shield, and we'll do a little bit of. Not bad. A little heavy, but the good thing is you can always go back over with black, right? So in this case, if it's a little heavier than I wanted it to be, well, that's a little better. Okay. Not bad. A little more up here. All right. Not bad. That I can work with. All right. Maybe a little bit over the shield because there'd probably be some reflections in the shield. Okay. Not bad. I can deal with that. Dab anything that might be wet out here so you don't accidentally smear it later. Don't want it in the suit. Don't want it in the suit. While it's still wet, one thing you can do is you can actually lift it a little bit too. So you can get it wet again, dab. So in a case of some of these, still got it wet, you can dab. If there's anything really, keep your water clear. Just touching up. Don't want it on the suit. It has to be a clear separation of space and suit. Although it's art. Come on, guys. It's art. All right. Okay. Little space field going on here. Go, Trey. Go, Trey. Knock a few of these back. If they're too strong, make some space dust. Ooh, that looks kind of sweet, actually. I like that. That's very nebula. Look at that. Not bad. Could almost do a little bit of that up here in my nebula. If it's too droppy, space dust. Okay, I like that. That's looking pretty cool, actually. Like those weird gaseous nebulas that create like clouds in space. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Some of these stars for sure, but I like this kind of milky quality. Might even be able to try a little bit of this more directly. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this does. Like that. Kind of milky there a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Like that. Like that. Okay. What else are we gonna do for Dad here? I feel like I need a little bit of a reflection or something around the top. So, light coming from the top would probably put some sort of band of light. So I'm thinking like someplace right about in here might be kind of cool. The upper part. So, I'm going to stay really thin. See what this does. Picturing here. Let's see. Something like that. A little bit maybe over here. All these kind of reflections. Just kind of adds to that a little bit. They're almost like reflections of something that we're seeing in the glass there, Kind of breaks up the space a little bit. Soften the ends here. Yeah, he's feeling a little bit more like he's in the bubble now. Let it drift out a little bit. There we go. That milky kind of film works pretty good, actually. So I'm just thinning. This is just thinned out, just so you can kind of see. Just thinned out. It's really milky, kind of watery. A little bit more back up in here. I feel like I want another. Okay. I'm going to get off that for a little bit, let that dry. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. Corrine, it's good to hear from you. All right. Um. Hmm. 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 What do we do here? I think I'm going to do a little more black in a few places. So I'm going to make myself a little puddle here. I'm going to go back in with a little bit. I wanted to try to suggestion of maybe some of the inside textures that are kind of flat there. Just gives it a little something that isn't so a little more calculated, I guess. Oh. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you found out about it. Yeah. I've been out here a couple of years now, but I consistency is hard, you know. I try to get out here once a week, but honestly, being a art dad and it's time is a little bit unpredictable. But I try to get out every once a week or once every other week or something. So yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to see people come by and touch base with people that I haven't seen in a while. I do have a fair number of students that do come by, which is kind of fun to see each other again. Some of them have streams too that they're doing, either games or some of them are making art, doing some modeling or something. I try to give them a bump. If you're friends and family, man, you're welcome to come on and promote something too if you needed to. So if you ever need to, and that's why I think the Discord would be kind of cool because it'd be a way that if you want to promote something, and some of the people we know who are on there can kind of stay in touch, which is really what I wanted to kind of use it for mostly, to be honest. Oh, here we go. A little bit of this. Now, sometimes this ink looks a little wet right now, but it won't be when it dries. So it might look a little darker than some of the other inked areas, but by the time it dries, it won't look like that. A little bit over here. Got to get this eyelid. There we go. All right. You guys see anything that looks like it needs it? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Oh, cool. Good. Then we can message each other. It'd be cool. We can do a better job of staying in touch. So, you leaving soon, or are you going to be around for a little bit, or what? You got family up there, or some friends, or? Yeah, and it's going fast, right? Well, it's beautiful up there. I've done Oregon. I haven't been as far as Seattle yet. It's actually one of the places that we really want to go on one of our next sort of excursions. We went to Oregon like a year or two before uh, really the COVID thing got started, and we liked it. And it seemed like the farther north we went, the more we liked it. So we always wanted to go back and do another trip that was just gonna be Seattle. We had a lot of friends in Portland, or some friends in Portland, I should say. I don't know if I'd say a lot, but we got a few friends there. So it was good to catch up. And they were all like former Bay Area people that have moved up that way. So yeah, a lot of Cali folks have moved up there. And there's quite a bustling scene going on. So I know Portland's taken off a lot, and I know Seattle's got a lot of big gaming community. All right. Okay. Okay. Ooh, over here. This will be the kind of thing in the morning I'll look at it and go, what the? Totally missed that. I need you guys to tell me out there. Am I missing something? But I think we're getting pretty close, actually. I mean, I get a little bit of that staring at it too long thing going on, but I think we're getting there. Okay. Putting down the black for the moment. I think we're looking pretty good. I still feel like some of these whites need to connect a little more. Every Every time I look away and come back, there's too many shapes here. These need to connect a little more. Exactly, right? It's like, stop now. Don't keep going. You'll hate yourself later. All right. I just have to kind of connect a few of these top ones. So we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Which is that I wanted some of these shapes to connect a little more up top. So I'm going to not separate them so much. Excuse me. Let me cough in your ear a little bit. I guess I could always turn my mic off. I get in trouble when I turn my mic off because then I forget. I'm like, what? I've been talking for an hour, and probably a better thing. No one heard me. Connect these things a little bit more so that it starts to feel like the tone of the suit and not just snow falling. Especially along the top. Yeah. Strengthens the silhouette a little bit. Impromptu positive negative shapes. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. A little more on the top there. Little bits of those highlights there. There we go. All right. One more day this week. Tomorrow's Friday. Yay, it's Friday. Bubbly, yes, the technical terms. You know, I knew I could trust you, Corrine. I knew it. I just knew it. It's those, we share those technical terms that only we in the established art community have. Definitely. All right. Well, you know, this could go on and on and on, but honestly, I think that as far as the live stream goes, I'm probably gonna put a end to this one and hit the hay and get up and look at it tomorrow and go, what the hell were you thinking? Don't want to overdo it. And as my friend Corrine here pointed out, you know, best not to overthink it too much. Give it some fresh eyes, sleep on it, look at it tomorrow. But you know, for the most part, there. I mean, we're 95% there here. This is now just down to the tiny stuff. Rather than using my brush, I was wanting to go back in and do a little bit more jelly roll action because I love that jelly roll action. got a bit of a clog here. There he goes. All right. So I wanted to give a little bit more of my galaxy. There we go. Yeah, those little clusters kind of spiraling out from the middle. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Little details. Go figure. Kind of spiraling out there a little bit. And then of course the, occasional stars that we're just gonna put in there that are reflecting here. I think Dad will like it. It's his birthday. I think he'll appreciate it. I've done lots of art for my dad over the years, for both my parents and their house. If I was to have a living museum, their house is probably it. But I wanted to do something of my dad that's really something that he has always loved. So I hope he'll dig it. Dad, I hope you'll like this. If you end up watching the video, the making of here, I might fill this in a little bit. See, I'm getting some of that paint on my jelly roll here, and then it doesn't flow. Can't mix. Can't mix. This is white ink versus white paint, and not quite the same. Although from a distance they probably work okay, but I'm just gonna use the paint back here. All right. A few of these stars. These would be the ones sort of reflecting in this shield. Sort of here. And then these are the ones sort of off in the distance here. Kind of maybe a suggestion of a constellation here and there. Stinky. Now that is one I'm not sure I've heard yet. Stinky. Stinky. Stinky? That's for when it's like really bad, right? It crosses over into one of the olfactory descriptions. I don't know if I like that one or not. This one right over the mouth. Take that one back out. Okay. I'm just going to do maybe just a little. Gonna watch my hand. Watch your hand, dude. I'm going to put a little more shadow underneath here. Knock that back just a little bit. Knock it back. Quiet it down. Quiet it down. Leave the one around the bottom here a little more illuminated. All right, guys. I keep saying it, but I think this is it. Need to darken that one part of the eye. I felt like there was one other thing I was going to do. What was I going to do? There's my Horsehead Nebula right there. So as you all know, Dad's birthday, astrophysics. He's a big fan and a great dad in my life. So I am so lucky and so grateful to have had an amazing influence in my life that really changed my life. So when he came into it, absolutely the best thing that could have happened to me. So this is for you, Dad. Happy birthday. Have a great birthday. And I hope you enjoyed the making of this. If you want to know more about my dad, I guess you can go back and listen to the last 2 episodes. But my dad's been an amazing inspiration in my life and always kind of kept me grounded. Taught me to be kind and courteous to people, gave me a sense of humor, taught me to ask good questions, as all good scientists do. And he's with me in every piece of art I do as well. All right, I'm calling it, folks. I'm going to quit looking at it.